Donald Trump's friends are really looking to try to get some of the black vote. So, what are they doing to do so? Well, are they trying to engage in policy discussions like ending racist policing or trying to solve the economic issues in black neighborhoods with better economic policies? No, it turns out they're just literally handing out money. Politico is reporting that allies of Donald Trump have begun holding events in black communities where organizers lavish praise on the president as they hand out tens of thousands of dollars to lucky attendees. Now, the first giveaway took place last month in Cleveland, Ohio, Politico reports, where recipients whose winning tickets were drawn from a bin landed cash gifts in increments of several $100s stuffed into envelopes. So understand, this is part of the Trump outreach program to the black community. Wow. So now if you're wondering, right, if this is illegal, well, there's some questions on this. Now the cash giveaways are organized under the auspices of an outside charity. So it is a 501c charity. Now, this is the organization that is holding these events is called the Urban Revitalization Coalition. And what they're doing is that they're doing this 501c, and then they're doing these giveaways while praising Donald Trump and his policy, while permitting these donors, by the way, to remain anonymous and make tax deductible contributions. So the legality here is pretty sketchy. Now, the organizers are saying, oh, no. They're run by the book, and they're intended to promote economic development in inner cities. In fact, the Trump administration, and they love to tout this, right, that they created these economic zones in inner city places where they put more investment there. So, along with those economic zones, they also tout the president's record on criminal justice, right? Doing the criminal justice reform, right? So now, a legal expert on nonprofit law said that this might be a bit of an issue since the money isn't technically going to a charity, as a 501c3 charitable organization should be able to give it to. Now, Marcus Owens, former director of the Exempt Organizations Division at the IRS, who is now in a private practice law firm Loeb and Loeb, says charities are required to spend their money on charitable and educational activities. It is not immediately clear to me how simply giving money away to people at an event is a charitable act. Well, I guess, according to Donald Trump, that might be charitable. What are you talking about? I'm giving them money. And by the way, the White House, of course, it says, oh, we don't know anything about this. Okay. Now, look, Donald Trump and his friends may be breaking the law. No, it can't be. They never do anything like that. No, it's obviously not a charitable act. No, it's a bribe. Call it what it is. It's a bribe from anonymous wealthy Trump donors to ensure that they get a slice of the black vote, and have that go to Donald Trump so that they could win and keep their taxes low. This is literal astroturfing. Now, one of the people that are running this is one of Donald Trump's few African American supporters, a man named Daryl Scott. Now, Scott, talking to Politico, declined to name the donors funding the effort, said, quote, "I'd rather not. They prefer to remain anonymous." Well, of course they would. Because, look, setting this up as a charity allows them to use that as a tax write-off as they try to court black voters by giving them money. To me, it seems like a bit of a scam. It seems like it should be illegal. Like they're literally trying to buy votes by giving out freebies. Oh, how many times have we heard conservative pundits go and talk about how the Democrats are handing out freebies to black voters, right? Oh, that's the only reason they stay on the Democrat plantation is because they're just giving out freebies. They're giving out free everything to black voters. What do you call this? You're giving out literal free money to black voters. Of course it's a bribe. Come on, dude. Really? Now, the Trump campaign says we're not involved in this at all. We're not involved in the organization, the Urban Revitalization Coalition. The events are unrelated to our own efforts. The campaign has no knowledge of or affiliation with any of these activities, right? So that's what they're saying. And these activities, by the way, include showering cash on people who just have to listen to Trump speakers promote his agenda. So that's why it could be a violation of the law, because you're not supposed to actually campaign as a charity on behalf of a political opponent, or you can't be against a political person, and you can't be in favor of without breaking campaign finance law. Now, if the Trump administration, if you actually want to get black voters, maybe you should address some of their issues. What are their issues, right? Well, for one, lack of opportunity in some of these black communities, right? Institutional racism, policing, ending the drug war, that'd be big. There's a lot of things that you could actually do, but there is one place you could start, and that's by actually asking the black community. And to be fair, a lot of Democratic politicians haven't asked the black community what would help them as well. Everybody seems to know what's best for the black community without asking the black community. So maybe, I don't know, you should ask them and actually do what they say. Doing this, you're not going to get a large support of a large chunk of the black vote. I mean, maybe. Look, the Trump campaign, I think it was back in 2016, actually did get a larger chunk of black voters than Mitt Romney had in 2012, and that's super scary. So, but that's, of course, unfortunately, because the Democrats haven't done a lot with the black vote either to earn the black vote. And so, look, obviously bribing people is not the answer, but also promising to do things like Joe Biden and a lot of the rest of the Democrats, Obama, and then not doing anything, that's not going to get you support of the black vote either. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know how I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent progressive media.